Hello, I'm Stacie Bratcher, your Kearney Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, and this is Take Note Kearney, sponsored by the Kearney Trust Company, where they believe in the power of community and shopping local. Today we are here with Johannah Schrader of Evergreen Health and Wellness. Johannah, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yay.
I'm excited.
We're going to have fun today.
Woo.
So tell me about what is Evergreen Health and Wellness? What do you offer?
Well, I am a registered dietitian and a certified diabetes care and education specialist, otherwise known as a CDE or certified diabetes educator. We've changed the acronyms around in the past couple of years, so it can be a little bit confusing. But anyways.
Acronyms are always confusing.
Yes. It's especially when you get into healthcare, it's like alphabet soup. And
yes.
Anywho. I'm a registered dietitian. That's primarily what I do. I provide medical nutrition therapy and nutrition counseling. One of the things I'm very passionate about is having a personalized approach. We do accept insurance, so I am in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, United Healthcare, Cigna, and Medicare.
Wow.
So that is a big benefit to most of the individuals that I serve.
Yeah, several nutritionists don't take insurance, so that's very unique.
Yeah, not everybody does, and in the past year, I've learned why. It can be a lot of work to get it up and running, but it helps expand access to the services, especially to those that need it the most. So
yeah. And where's your office?
My office is located in the Kearney Square Shops, and it is inside of True Performance, right next to the Kearney Nutrition shop that is in that shopping plaza as well. So it's right on, kind of downtown, between at the intersection of Highway 33 and 92. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So explain to us the difference between, you're a nutritionist, break that down for us. What does that mean? And then the diabetes health, can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, as a dietitian, I help folks navigate their nutrition with a personalized approach. So as we know, the diet industry is massive.
Yes.
And, you get on, we have this wonderful tool called the internet, and it's in the palm of our hand, and we can get on there and we can search almost anything. But it can be borderline overwhelming at times as well.
Absolutely.
So my job is to help break it down and help individuals find the right approach for a healthy eating pattern that optimizes their health. And that's not just food selection, it's timing of meals, it's timing of snacks, it's where are we going to purchase those snacks, it's budgeting. Some foods are more accessible to others. It's finding that right balance of those foods. It's talking about hydration. It's talking about what's your lifestyle like? Like, are we in a position where we are eating out more? Are we traveling more? Maybe we're really busy. We don't always get a break during the day. How are we going to navigate some of those things? So it's my goal with the nutrition is to look at the individual, consider what their nutrition needs might be. Perhaps there's restrictions, allergies, intolerances. Maybe they're dealing with a medical condition, either acute or chronic, that we have to navigate from a nutritional approach to. So there's a lot of factors, and by working with individuals, and coming in to the office, or I offer telehealth as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so by meeting with me, it typically takes a couple sessions, but we can get through and kind of figure out a good plan and help folks just ultimately optimize their health.
It almost sounds like whole health.
It's a very holistic approach.
Yes.
There's a lot of things to consider when we're talking about making nutrition changes too. Again, it's stress levels, family dynamics.
Yes.
Are you sleeping well? We all know that if we're not getting good quality sleep, that we're less likely to make healthy decisions, and that can impact our appetite and different hormones that are going on that trigger us to crave certain foods or don't allow us to tune into those hunger or fullness signals the way that we would if we were well rested. So I could go on and on. So I'm going to
That's great. No, you're passionate about it. That's wonderful.
Well, there's just, I think one of the main things I really want folks to understand too is that it is so important to look at nutrition on a personalized level.
Yes.
And
whatever your neighbor's doing or your girlfriend is doing or your mother is doing is not necessarily what's going to be best for you.
Yes. And there's some flexibility out there. And, it's all foods generally can fit. And I will work with folks to be like, okay, we really love cupcakes. Like, let's make this work. Okay. Me too. I love cupcakes too. And so that's really the goal, is to help people have a neutral approach to certain foods, and make it work while making sure that we're nourished and caring for our bodies.
That's awesome. So tell us about the diabetic side of things, because I have a type 2 son, and so we've been through some of the, not with you, but it's hard to navigate and figure out foods and counting the carbs and all of those things. So tell us about that side of it.
It is. Predominantly in my experience, I've worked with individuals with type 2 diabetes as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's type 1. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know what I'm saying. He's type 1.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. And so with type 1, we're insulin dependent, right?
Yes.
Like, we are very reliant on the medication because our pancreas isn't giving us any.
Right.
So, but with type 2, it really depends on where we're at with that. And so it's kind of the same thing I said about the nutrition, but it's an individualized approach, and it's focusing on those self-management behaviors. So obviously nutrition is a big part of that, but as a diabetes educator, I help individuals with monitoring of the blood sugars as well. And one thing that I just think is so cool is technology and the use of a continuous glucose monitor. So this is something, like, when I became a dietitian, they were just coming out. They were available, but there were a lot of restrictions with who could get one. They were very pricey out of pocket.
Yes.
They're
still pretty pricey.
They are, but compared to where we were, yes, and there's more out on the market now. We've got like the Freestyles, we got the Dexcom, and so that is one thing that I just think is wonderful and revolutionary when it comes to managing diabetes. And I'm not saying by any means it's appropriate for everybody, but one of the things that I am starting to offer are professional level continuous glucose monitoring services. So what that looks like is an individual with diabetes will come to me, and we will hook them up to a continuous glucose monitor for 10 to 14 days, and then we'll download all that data, and we can go through, where are some of our opportunities. And it just gives you this really great window to kind of pinpoint certain things that we could do to improve the blood sugar management, whether it's diet, whether it's sleep, whether it's nutrition, whether it's stress, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Great. That's wonderful. That is so helpful. Having diabetes is such a struggle. I have a son with diabetes. I have a dog with diabetes. And it's different for both of them. And it's just, it is hard. It is hard to deal with it.
It is.
And so to have someone like you that will come alongside and assist I bless you for doing that. Thank you.
It's something that I'm very passionate about because I feel like it can be very overwhelming.
Yes.
And I have, I have a family member. My mom has diabetes. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
No, she's good. She'll be fine with it. But she has type 2 diabetes, and it's something she's always thinking about. And I've experienced that with the clients that I'm working with as well, where it's just, it can be very consuming, where it is. You think about how many times you eat in a day. Everybody eats, right? And am I making a good choice? What's my blood sugar doing? Oh no, I didn't have time to get my physical activity in. Is that going to wreak havoc on my blood sugars? Like, okay, let's figure this out.
Right. Oh my goodness, we could sit and talk about this forever. And can you believe we are out of time already?
No.
So how can people find you? Website, phone number?
I do have a website. It's www.evergreenhealthwellness.com. KMO.com. I can also be reached by phone or email, and all of that information is out on the website.
Excellent.
Getting into social media as well, so I'm out on Facebook and Instagram. However, I will say that those are, I am newer business, so and social media is not my forte. So we're getting those accounts up and running, but yeah, that's how you can find me.
Sounds great.
So.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, and
pleasure.
hopefully we can talk about this some more. But if you are interested in finding out more, please reach out to Johannah, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Stacie Bratcher with the Kearney Chamber of Commerce, and this is Take Note Kearney, sponsored by the Kearney Trust Company, supporting the Kearney community since 1882. Thanks for watching today.